Hi and hello, my name is Cass and welcome to my channel. So I mentioned in my January TBR video that I am doing a 100 book challenge this year, so I thought I would make a video going more in depth about all of that. I know a lot of booktube creators, book talkers tend to go through more than 100 books in a year, and I'm fairly confident I can do the same, but I only recently got back into reading like a few months ago, so I wanted to set some reasonable expectations, and honestly, I just thought it would be fun. I created this challenge before I decided to start a booktube. Before anything else, I just was like, I want to read at least 100 books, and I want to make a list so I don't forget books, so I don't struggle going, oh, what do I read now? In case you can't tell, I'm kind of type A. So here is my cute little spreadsheet. Like I said, I'm kind of type A. So I have divided these, all of these books into 4 different seasons. Winter is kind of funky because I divided it between like January, February, and then December. So technically that one is a little weird, but I just wanted the vibes, you know. Some of these books make sense to me in the sections that they're in, and some of them are just, I needed a slot, and they didn't give me any particular vibes, so they went where they went. So here you can see my winter. If you've read my January TBR, you can already see all of the books that I put there. Then of course I've got February. Honestly, I need to do a little work on it, make some adjustments, but nonetheless, we have spring, summer, and then the fall. You can see I have some especially highlighted ones. Those are ones I've already pre-ordered. And then I have a read list to keep track of just how long it took me to finish each of these books, the general rating I gave them all. And honestly, I'm not putting like my full reviews in this spreadsheet. I am on Fable. Feel free to follow me if you'd like or be friends with me. But that is where I will post all of my, written reviews. And then of course I'll talk on this channel and all of my wrap-ups on how I felt about all the books. So I didn't feel like I needed to put that in the spreadsheet specifically. So yeah, I have different sections for each genre because I'm trying to open my genre horizons a little more. I've really been reading a lot of romance and a lot of romantasy and fantasy. So in the last couple months, I decided I wanted to try and start reading some other things. I've read a lot of YA horror, a lot of queer horror, queer thrillers. I'm just trying to read a lot of things that I don't typically read. So because of that, I made this genre section so I can kind of keep track of the different genres that I'm reading. Release date, just purely because I like to know. It originally started as oh, this is when these new books that are coming out, so this is roughly when I'll get them, and it turned into, well, it would be fun to know when all of these were published, especially the older books that I'm reading, just to know. Of course, my seasonal vibes. I have a section of recommended by. For this challenge, I asked a lot of my family and friends what they would recommend I read, because I was curious about the things that they enjoy and what, they think is important to read. So, they gave me a lot of recommendations. I added them. Of course, a couple of these, as I've mentioned before, I'm buddy reading with my sister. Those were typically books we agreed on together or she recommended. This is my have, or in this one, my owned section, because consistency. But this basically says, where do I get these books from? Do I own them? Because I do own a fair amount of them. I either pick them for the list because I own them, I have bought them, I've received them as Christmas gifts. But also, it has whether or not it's from the library or one of the library apps that I have. I have both Hoopla and Cloud Library through my local library. And my library branches are pretty extensive here, so I can request books from different library branches. but I'm really passionate about libraries. I love owning books, obviously, as you can see from the books and the books. And I assure you there's actually more in my bedroom. But that being said, I was basically raised in a library. My grandma is a librarian. And it never, like, she would come pick me up from school, bring me to the library, and I would sit in a corner and just read and read and read. So I feel really strongly that you should use libraries when you can. They're a source of so much free, like, information, knowledge, like, community events. Just, there's so much there. They provide so many resources to the community. So use your local library is what I'm telling you. So that little section off of my soapbox, because obviously I feel really passionate about that subject. But yeah, this section essentially tells me where I pick up the books, where I get the books, so that I'm not like struggling right before I've decided it's time to read the books. Trying to figure out if I need to order it, or where do I get it, or does the library have it? And also I can then order the books with plenty of time, especially, I've been ordering a lot of books off of Amazon, because it's convenient, but I've discovered more recently a site called Thrift Books, and Thrift Books, has a lot of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to try and start using them a lot more in the new year, because honestly, the less money I can give to Amazon, the better. And also they provide me free shipping as long as I order a certain amount of books. And I just use Thrift Books is what I'm saying. I love Thrift Books. So yeah, that is my 100 book challenge, with all of the books. I'm sure those who really feel like it can stop and get a hint at the 97 books that I currently have written down. Yes, despite calling it a 100 book challenge, there are currently only 97 books on here. I know myself, and I know that there will be books coming in the year that I will want to pick up just randomly. So I've just left myself space. Technically, I've left space like one for each season, which I know doesn't sound like it makes sense because 97, but there's one book on here that is not in any of the seasons, and it is this, Mixing a Musical, and it is because, fact about me, my day job is as a sound engineer, so this is a technical book for my actual profession, that I'm going to read to become better at mixing. So I haven't put that anywhere specific. I'm just going to slowly read it at work over the course of however long it takes me to get through it. But yeah, so here it is, and I look forward to experiencing this challenge with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one!